just let me get your overall impression or just your opinion about these fan interactions that you've seen in the last couple of playoff games this past week.
So, like I said with the Trae Young thing, we know that shit talk comes with it. Bro, we're talking about two of the biggest cities in the damn country, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and New York, New York. We're talking the city, the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. Two of the biggest shit-talking fans probably in all of sports. And we know that shit just tends to happen. Obviously, we know that a lot of fights are always happening in the Eagle Stadium during football season. We know that there's shit talking all year in New York, even if they're like 2-14. It just comes with the territory. These cities just always go over the top, and they tend to extend or try to push every ounce of a limit when it comes to interaction with these players, whether that's cursing them out, saying whatever it is they got to say. And then there's instances like yesterday where we had popcorn dumped on Russell Westbrook as he was exiting the arena with an injury by a fan. We saw that there was a fan in New York spit as Trae Young was inbounding the ball on the sideline, spit on him next to 50 Cent and his date, whoever that female was. They got spit on her. And then, obviously, we don't know the full context of the situation that occurred in Utah, but we do know that multiple fans were escorted out and are banned permanently from that arena due to a verbal altercation with a player and or players. We know that history speaks up in the city of Utah, where there have been a lot of racial slurs or inappropriate comments being made towards players in the last couple of years. And it's safe to assume, again, I don't know what happened. Kyle does not know. We do not know. There's not been an official report as to what was said. But if history were to repeat itself in the city of Utah, it would not be a surprise. So I'm just saying, when you're talking shit, there's literally is no reason to go and throw N-words out there or racial slurs or just disrespectful, like, yo, like, I hate your wife, or like, 10 times worse. I don't want to say it because it's just inappropriate. But, there's things you don't say, especially to an athlete that just ran and was just playing at the top of his game and, exhausted, God forbid, coming off of an injury, or, even if they're coming off a win, that's the last thing you want to hear is someone heckling you or talking heavy trash like that. You know what I'm saying? To a point where a fan has to be banned. You know what I'm saying? We know if it was like, yo, like, F you, bro, like, nobody cares about you, or like, like, you suck, like, you're not going to get banned for that. For you to get banned from an arena with just words, it is safe to assume you said something so bad that when an official got word, it was over, which is why I stand by the fact of there's a limit you don't cross in any sport as a fan. Throwing shit, touching the athlete, or saying something you can't come back from. Obviously, in the case of Philadelphia, you dumping popcorn, water, food, whatever. Russell Westbrook's exiting the arena in the middle of a playoff game. Obviously, we know Russell's one of the most competitive athletes in the NBA. And you think he wants to leave the arena? He's probably livid and upset and pissed that the Wizards are losing badly, might I add. And then he cannot help his team win. So then a fan's got to dump popcorn on him? Like, are you kidding me? It's not funny. It's not comical. It's not cute. Cut that shit out. Leave it in the fucking house, bro. There's no room for that in the league. There's no reason to disrespect a human being. I don't give a shit if you're an athlete. There's no reason to throw food at somebody. When we get into the spitting context with Trae Young, Kyle and I were talking about it. In this day and age, you spit on somebody, that's grounds to get shot, or you squaring up with somebody. Because Trae Young's a professional athlete, you think he can't do anything about it? Are you kidding me? What if Trae Young turns around and cracks you in the mouth? Trae Young's got the money to pay out the fine. Trae Young's got the money to pay out the freaking bill if he does get arrested. What about you? You got a black eye and you banned from the Garden forever. Are you kidding me right now? Like, I don't see the need to cross the line of disrespect to human being to human being. Bro, I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Astros. I hate the Patriots. I'm not about to spit on a player in a game, let alone in the street. Why? It's like Russell said in his post-game press conference. You know you wouldn't do that to them in the street, but you feel safe because you're a fan in the stadium. There's no room for it, and I agree completely. These fans should be banned, maybe even fined, or have to pay some kind of fee, because what they're doing right now to these players is unacceptable and intolerable. And I think that the NBA teams need to be making rules when things like that are caught. You're not only banned, but you should have to pay a fine yourself, whether that's double the amount of your ticket or whatever, because technically that's improper contact with a player, and you should be punished a lot more for that.
Listen, you reap what you sow. I'm just going to keep it 100% honest. If these fans want to do that, I imagine there's alcohol at play here, just because you're going to do something like that, you're going to spit in somebody's face, or you're going to throw popcorn at somebody, or you're going to throw out freaking slurs. I imagine that these people are probably a little bit too drunk, or they've had too much to drink. And look, I've been to basketball games, and I know they usually do like a 2 beer limit when you go to these games. There's no way that people listen to that. You probably got people drinking 4 to 5 beers in the course of just 3 quarters, because I think they shut down alcohol service before it goes into the 4th quarter. So, but yeah, when it comes to these fans interacting with the players, like what we saw this past week, yeah, it's unacceptable. And there's not really much else that you can do outside of just outright banning them. I don't know if you're going to necessarily fine people for their interactions with the fans, because then that's more of a legal issue. I don't think it's really crossed that point yet, unless somebody wants to press charges against these fans that are interacting with the players in this manner. But listen, fans are coming back into the stands. It's been over a year since fans have been able to come back into these games. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see a couple more incidents, hopefully not of this nature moving forward. Hopefully it's not to the point where people are spitting on one another. But
I sent you the video, by the way. It's a 5-second video. If you look at it, you'll just see the loogie flies and it hits 50 Cent's date, and it's kind of gross.
Yeah, I'll watch it when you're making your points. But
yeah,
all in all, listen, you reap what you sow. You want to go out and do this type of childish behavior, it's on you. So, but when it comes to just when it comes to words being thrown out, I don't think that should really be that big of a deal. Listen, dude, we grew up in freaking Call of Duty servers. Are you kidding me? I've heard everything. You want to talk about hard R's getting thrown around left and right, dude?
Getting an Xbox 360 Modern Warfare 2 chat.
Like, bro, it's like kids nowadays wouldn't survive off of what we heard. Absolutely not. And these players can handle. They could handle. Granted, nobody should be throwing racial slurs at people. That's unacceptable. But you gotta literally just brush that to the side. It's not that big of a deal. You kind of have to assume that these people are just out of pocket, that they may have a little bit too much alcohol in their system, and they're just venting. So
yeah,
when it comes to the verbal abuse, they really shouldn't be taking that too seriously. But when it comes to spitting and throwing popcorn on people, yeah, that's out of line. That's out of line for me.
Hey, final point was crazy to me, right? These are NBA playoff games, bro. These tickets not cheap. You really finna throw your whole ticket away to act like an asshole. Like, literally, to act like you see? Bro, that's a whole and that hit her.
At least they were wearing masks.
Bro,
they're wearing a mask.
Shit. I'm telling you, man, these NBA players got more patience than me, bro. Somebody spit on me. We got problems, man. I'm just a regular Joe Schmo, middle-class citizen in the United States of America. Bro, if I'm a multi-millionaire in the middle of a playoff game and you spit on me, bro, we have issues. If Ron Artest was in this game, Matt was at the Palace, boy, we about to have Master at the Garden, bro. We about to have Ron Artest beat the shit out of somebody. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. There's a line. You don't do that shit.
Listen, man, that's your city. That's your city.
Sometimes I'm never embarrassed where I come from, but it's just like, bro, so many people just out of pocket. It's people like that that give us a bad name. I get it. It's the Knicks. It's the Garden. It's the playoffs. It's the intensity. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't care if I'm blacked out drunk. There's nothing on this earth that's going to make me literally say, on a person, because I'm going to get my ass handed to me. So, no, man, no. There's no excuse for it, and I don't want to keep harping on it. That's the last time I'm going to talk about it today.
I don't know where that loogie came from, but I think it came from deep. He got
bro.
2-3 rows deep.
And he was like, boys. Fuck.